afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining. My name is Christine Hall, and I'm the online business manager and lead trainer with Christine Hall and Associates. I am also the founder and administrator of the Mississauga and Area Women in Business. And today we're having a quick discussion presentation on the topic of what is an accountability partner and why do you need one? So we're going to go ahead and get started into this presentation and just first discuss what is an accountability partner, some definition or understanding. And I want you to know up front that the term or phrase accountability partner can have many different meanings. But this is kind of what I've gathered to share with you today. It is someone you set up a formal relationship with who will provide support, mentoring, coaching, and a positive influence to help you achieve your defined goals or commitments. These can be personal or professional goals. This is an unpaid consultant, so to speak, someone that you agree to work with to provide mutually beneficial support. So an accountability partner is not a one-way street, it is dual. You are both working together here for the mutual benefit of one another. And you make it your goal to help each other succeed. And I wanted to also point out something here, that accountability is the ability and willingness to give an account to someone else of your actions and motives. So we can't be your accountability partner if we don't understand or know what you want to achieve, how you are planning to achieve those goals. And so you have to have a willingness to share that information. Okay, so that is what an accountability partner is. So we'll quickly talk about the benefits of an accountability partner. This would be someone who's going to help you reduce overwhelm, someone who is going to provide you with a sounding board. I find as a solopreneur, one of the things that I miss the most about being in the corporate world, being in those little cubicles with 30 other people on your floor, is I miss having someone to bounce ideas off of. I miss someone to chat with about some problems and challenges that I may be experiencing. I find that having someone to act as a sounding board allows me new perspectives and really helps to keep the ideas flowing. So that's one of the things I love about having an accountability partner. And in case I didn't mention it, I have 4. Okay, so an accountability partner will also help keep you motivated. They're going to help, those days when you don't feel like getting up to go to work, or you don't feel like turning off Netflix to get that task completed, okay, I'm responsible to someone here. I have someone that I'm answering to. And sometimes it takes a quick call and you can say, oh, I'm feeling so unmotivated. And they can get you back on track and help you keep that momentum going. An accountability partner can also bring awareness to your blind spots. Sometimes we work in silos, right? When you're a solopreneur, or let's say you're in a direct sales company and you work for a large direct sales company who has a lot of great marketing ideas, and your upline is wonderful. Sometimes I find that you can kind of be in a silo with those organizations, and all they talk about or teach you about is their product and their way of running the business, which I think is wonderful, and duplication is key. So follow the model that they have. But sometimes it creates blind spots for us, and talking with or discussing ideas with an accountability partner helps us kind of break down those barriers and those walls and opens us up a little bit. Sometimes we just get in our own way. We get stuck and we get in our own way. And an accountability buddy can help us break through that. They'll help us stay focused. And hopefully your accountability buddy will also provide you with honest feedback. When you're choosing your accountability buddy, you do want someone who is not just going to go, yay, you, and be your cheerleader. Although that's good, but you do want someone who is going to tell it like it is and share with you how maybe you could be doing better. You could achieve more by getting out of your own way. Again, that example I gave earlier. An accountability partner can act as a cheerleader. They can offer you some emotional support. Definitely one of the benefits of an accountability partner is that you can build a much stronger relationship, a friendship with that individual. And it might be that this relationship is purely business, but it could turn into friendship. And the other thing that I want to mention is that your accountability partner can bring some fun back into work. And when we are having fun and we are enjoying ourselves, we tend to achieve more and just have an overall sense of greater satisfaction or happiness when we're trying to achieve or attain those goals. So that is just a few of the benefits of an accountability partner. I've had an accountability partner probably for 4 or 5 years now, and they're great. I can't say enough about my partners. I'm going to talk about how you can find one and then how you would work with one. Before we do that, let's talk about the roles of an accountability partner. So an accountability partner can fill many different roles. And at this stage you're at, and that could be at the beginning stage for some of us, that could be at the mid, that could be 10 years into our journey, we need different accountability partners filling these roles. And I'll also say that sometimes you may have more than one accountability partner. You might have an accountability partner, a person who's just your cheerleader. You might have one who's your drill sergeant, and you might have one who's your brainstorming partner. I mean, it's wonderful if you can find a partner who offers all of these components, but sometimes that's just not possible. So you may have more than one. So let's talk about the cheerleader. This type of partner can boost your confidence. They give you assistance when you need it. They can help you celebrate your successes. So I'm a runner. I'm going to use a running analogy. So you can think of a cheerleader accountability partner is that person who meets you at the 5-mile mark to give you a water, or they see you at the 16-mile mark to hand you a towel, or just screaming to cheer you on. So the cheerleader is that person who's going to boost your confidence, and we all need that. The accountability partner may fill the role of co-traveler. This is someone who is at the same point as you in your journey. They're learning the same topics that you're learning. They're implementing the same strategies or using the same tools as you. So that would be a co-traveler. And then we have the drill sergeant. And I think one of you said in the event wall the other day that you might be looking for a drill sergeant. This is a whip, crack, and rear end kicker to help keep you on track. And of course, I think we all need that at times, especially in the summer when those balloons are flying across the table, right? For any of you who attended the get-together last night, those pictures looked awesome. So an accountability partner can also be a shoulder to cry on. Again, as I said, sometimes when we are solopreneurs and we're working on our own and we work in our home office, it can be a little isolating. And when you encounter a small problem, if you don't have someone to talk about it with, it could get bigger and larger. And so sometimes you just need, that person's shoulder to cry on to let you know it's going to be okay, and then wipe your tears and off you go. After all, we are human. We're not robots, and we do have emotions, and it's okay to express those. And then get back to work. No. I guess you can tell what kind of accountability partner I'd be. Okay, so a brainstorming partner. And I love brainstorming partners, and I feel like I'm a great brainstorming partner. This is the kind of person who is going to help you answer questions, the kind of person who you, again, bounce ideas off of. Maybe you're thinking about, okay, what should my opt-in be on my Facebook page or my website? How can I make it strong and a valuable opt-in? And this is something you could go to your partner with and ask them their opinion, especially if they're in a non-related field or if they're a potential consumer or client of this product. It's a great vantage point or idea to brainstorm ideas, perspectives with individuals who can really help open the floodgates. I love that. So these are just kind of some roles that you can find in individuals. Again, some individuals may have a multitude of these facets to their personality, or you may need to find multiple to provide you with what you need to move you forward, to help you achieve your business goals. Or maybe you're looking for an accountability partner to help you achieve a lifestyle goal or a personal goal. I know a lot of individuals have accountability partners when it comes to weight loss or exercise, jogging buddies, blogging partners to keep you on track, so on and so forth. There's really no hard and fast rule to how or who and what an accountability partner is. It's something that you define. So if you do not have an accountability partner, then I highly recommend, especially if you're a solopreneur, find one. It's easy when we're in the workplace to have a buddy, the person we go to coffee with, the person that we grab lunch with. Again, when we're working on our own, we really need someone to bounce ideas off us and help keep us in the straight and narrow. Okay, so here are 4 things to consider when you're looking for the right person. And this is going to help you find someone that's going to bring a win-win partnership, right? Because as I said earlier, accountability partnerships are not a one-way, it is two-way. It's a give and give. And in that exchange, then you'll both receive what you need. So the first step in finding your accountability partner should be for you to really sit down and think about what it is you are looking for in a partner. You need to get really clear on what their core values are, their business principles. You need to think about, who it is you want to work with, and focus on almost creating like an avatar, like you would if you were sitting down to define your client, your target client. You don't want to waste your time or their time. So you need to be very, very clear in your own mind what it is that you're looking for in a partner. Now, once you have that ideal person in mind, then you're going to think about your network. Who do you already know in your network who might fit that role? Okay, whether it is your working network, corporate world, or it is in your community, that might be in your interest group or in your lifestyle groups. So think about those individuals who might fit that bill. And then you can ask yourself, does this person share similar values to me? Do they meet what I'm looking for in a partner with regard to work ethic and being strong enough to hold me to my goals once I set them and share them? Is this likely going to be a win-win? Are we both going to benefit from having this relationship? And really, do you feel a good positive connection and vibe with this person? You don't want to set aside time and then realize 1 or 2 weeks in, it's really not the right person. So make sure that there's a good vibe and a good connection before you get your partnership started. Once you have determined what it is you want and thought about those individuals in your network who you'd like to work with, where it will be a win-win, then what you need to do is have a coffee date and listen to last week's video. Explore the ideas with these potential partners. Explicitly invite them out. Let them know, I'm looking for an accountability partner. I'm looking for someone to help me achieve my goals. I'm looking for someone to help me get to the next level. I'm looking for someone to help me lose the extra weight. I'm looking for someone to help me run a marathon. Whatever your goals are. And then you can ask, could we sit down and talk about a partnership where I could also help you achieve your goals? And you can just have a discussion about what your expectations are, what you want, how you can help them. It's almost like an interview. You're not just interviewing them, they're going to be interviewing you to make sure it's a win-win. Okay? And then if the two of you decide, yes, I can commit X amount of time, I can help you achieve those goals. This is what I bring to the table, and I know this is what you bring to the table. Let's do this. If you find that person and they agree, then you can set out some of your working conditions, which I'll talk about in a second. If you do not find that individual in your current network, in your community groups, then what I would suggest to you is to go out there and continue to build those value-based relationships. Look for individuals that you admire, that you know, hey, this person is going in the direction that I want to go in, or this person has it together. This individual has very, very similar core principles, life principles that are that match mine. And in that case, you know, again, sit down and talk with them. But if you don't find that, then join groups, look for that person. When you go out and look for that person, don't look for them in the sense that, oh, I need a partner. Just go out and look to start to build relationships. And if you are a member of the Mississauga area, Women in Business, you know that's something you've heard over and over and over again. It's about building relationships, nurturing and fostering the relationships, and then other things will come together. You'll see some connections. And I, in the past, you know, would talk about sales and referrals. In this case, we're talking about building a safe connection with someone so that we can work with them in a win-win to achieve those goals that we've each set out. So again, figure out what you want, see if there's someone in your current network that can fit the bill, invite them to sit down and chat about how you can help each other out, and then you can get started. And if not, just keep looking for the right person. It can take some time, it can take some effort to find the right person, but it is totally worth it. And don't be afraid to start a relationship, start building this accountability partnership with someone, and then add a second or a third in. That's okay, because as I said earlier, not everyone may fill the bill that you need, may not fit the exact quota that you need. But just be careful about how many, because it is a relationship where you give and take, and you have to give and you have to have time for that. So let's go ahead and talk about, once you've found that individual and you start to or begin to work with accountability partner, some of the things you should discuss before you get started. So you should have a discussion about the potential benefits for both of you. You want to make sure that you're going to be able to offer them what they need as well. And I like to keep those benefits at the forefront and make sure that when we're having our discussions, I am appealing to those. Okay, the requirements they want of me. If they want me to be a drill sergeant, I'll be a drill sergeant. If they really are looking for a sounding board or a cheerleader, then I'm going to make sure that I listen and cheer them on and offer encouragement and maybe not push them as hard as I maybe believe they could go. So discuss the potential benefits or results for the both of you. And then number 2 is you want to list what you're looking for in this person. As I kind of alluded to in the last point, is what role. So if you have a partner, and then you can say, you know, I'm really looking for a cheerleader. Can you cheer me on? Can you help be that positive person in my life to help me make sure I'm reaching my goals? Okay. And number 3, brainstorm your format ideas. And what I mean by this is, if you decided that you're going to work together, great personality fit, you told them what you're expecting from them, then you have to decide, how will I share my goals with you? Will I just share them verbally? Will I write them down in Microsoft Word? Will I create a task list in a spreadsheet? Will I just send it to an email? Okay, so how are the ideas going to flow back and forth? Because as an accountability partner, I want to make sure that you are actually achieving and attaining those goals. And if you just verbally tell me them, I'm talking about me personally right now, I might not be able to see, wow, she's set aside 10 goals this week, and I know goal number 1 from my past experience, or task number 1 from my past experience, is going to take her way longer than a week. So I might be able to provide some assistance in that area. So personally for me, I like to see things written down, but you have to decide with your partner how you want to do that. Okay. And then you also have to decide how often you're going to stay connected. Are you going to, how you will stay connected? Is it going to be weekly calls? Is it going to be daily check-ins? Is it going to be face-to-face once a month, bi-weekly? You two will decide what works best for you. If you're in the same city, maybe it means that you get together once a month for lunch and then have conversations once a week on the telephone to check in. If you're in a different city, country, demographic altogether, then you might have to rely on things like Zoom or Skype or Facebook video calls. Or maybe it'll just solely be through email and the correspondence of that nature. but you two will decide on that together. And I alluded to this a few minutes ago, decide on the frequency. How often are you going to be connecting with this individual? How much time do they have? You know, if they have a full-time job, they might not be able to check in daily with you. So make sure that you decide on the frequency, and I really, really recommend you put it in your calendar. As Carrie always says whenever we get together, if you don't schedule it, it won't get done. And actually, I think there's a quote. Put it in the chat box for me, please, Carrie, that you always use. There's an actual quote, but it goes along the lines of like that. If you don't schedule it, it's not going to get done. And then I also highly recommend that you set a distinct duration, meaning start and end time. So if you attended the June 25th Mississauga area Women in Business, the MOB, meetup, at the very end of our discussion, our group discussions, we talked about having an accountability partner, either assigning an individual or choosing an individual to work with, or working in the small group. And you at that point could have decided to work with that person the whole summer, or for the month, or for the rest of the year. Totally up to you. From that meeting, I have 3 accountability partners that I'm working with, and we've kind of set up this 1 month duration. So sharing our July goals with one another. At the end of July, we'll connect and we'll decide, do we want to move forward? Do we have the time? Is this moving in the right direction? Are we giving each other both what we need to make this a win-win? And then, you know, you can roll it forward, whether it's another month or another quarter or another year. It's totally up to you to decide. But one of the things that I have learned is that sometimes it does take time to learn about an individual, and also the goals you set for yourself. If they're a 6-month goal, then you kind of want to commit with your partner for this to be in a 6-month relationship or duration, so that they can see it from the start to the end, or from the point you've decided to start tracking these goals. So again, I'm just suggesting, before you say, yeah, let's be ABS, let's be accountability buddies or accountability partners, just sit down and work out the working relationship to make sure that each of you does have the time and are willing to make the effort and put in the energy to help the other partner, the other person, succeed in their goals. So that's working with an accountability partner. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, okay, so here's a recap now. So I talked about what is an accountability partner. I shared with you the benefits of an accountability partner. We talked about the different roles an accountability partner could take, as well that you might have more than one to fill those different roles, how you could go about finding or looking for a partner, and then some considerations to make before you get started. So that's what I had for you today. I'm trying to keep these at like a 15 to 20 minute presentation. What I'd like to do now is I'd like to, let's see what else I have before we go any further. I'd like to go back to the open up the lines, and then we can ask questions and have a discussion around accountability partners. I'd love to know, hear from you.
It's 2:30.
It's 2:30, that's my clock. I'd love to hear from you what kind of relationships you've been in and how they've worked for you in the past. So I am going to just stop the share, and then we can answer those questions. And then just quickly before we do, while I still have the presentation up, I do want to let you know that I do run, in case you weren't aware of this, and I think many of you are and have attended some of my training, but I have some upcoming training workshops, including the workshop on July 16th on how to get more engagement on your Facebook posts, July 17th, how to use Canva, which is a non-graphics designer's design tool to create social media graphics and other things. July 18th, the fortune is in the follow-up, where I'll teach you a really great method for following up that I used for 6 years and worked wonderfully. July 19th, Instagram 101, and July 26th, how to ask for and use testimonials. Okay, so those are my training classes that I have set up and running out of my training room, and those are all face-to-face, hands-on. Okay, so let me stop this. And stop the recording.